back to the channel. Sorry it has been a while between posts. Good stuff, just busy stuff. Lots of stuff going on. So that being said, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching the live stuff that I've been posting. I appreciate all your comments and the likes and all that kind of good stuff. So thank you so much. It has been overwhelmingly positive, and I am very grateful for that. So cool stuff to talk about today. Before we jump into that, next week is Summer NAMM, so I'll be in Nashville for that. If you guys happen to be at Summer NAMM, I'll be at the MagSlide booth jamming and hanging out with people and talking. I'll also be at the Tonetuga FX booth. Check them out. I think probably next week I'll post up some times of when I will be at both places, just so that if you are there, you can come by and say hello. I'm also playing at a NAMM after party show that Tonetuga FX is one of the sponsors for. I think it's at some place called Club 404 in Nashville. It starts at 8. Pretty sure it's free and open to the public. So check that out too if you happen to be around Nashville next week. That show is next Thursday, the 15th. So anyways, all that being said, one of the things I want to talk about today is playing live, and particularly about what sort of songs you might play when you play live. Oh, my air conditioning just come on. Let's turn that off. Should have thought about it before I started filming. Anyways, back to it. Playing live. I like to play guitar solos. I like to play noodly, improvised, different every night guitar solos. That's what's fun to me. It's exciting, and it's just it's fun. That's what I enjoy. It brings joy to my heart. I love interacting with a band. I love never knowing what's going to happen next. That's what I like to do. And you know, that's different for everybody. Some of you guys will say, hey, that's not what I like to do. I like to play songs and play them perfect and play them exactly how they're supposed to be. That's cool too. I think there's a place for both. But if you happen to be like me, but you still want to gig and maybe make some cash, you know, and not just be relegated to playing like sort of, you know, maybe having a jam band or something and playing in a very particular scene, you know, and not like if you're like me where I am, there's very particular clubs where maybe you could play those jam bandy type things. Those opportunities are maybe slightly rare, but there's all kinds of places that if you just play covers that people know they want to hear, maybe more like party covers or like just classic rock stuff, or you know, whatever, Tom Petty songs, you know, you can play every weekend, you can make decent money, and it's fun. But like I said, I want to play those places, but I want to jam. So a philosophy of mine for a long time has been play songs that people can sing along to, songs they know, and add jams to them, make them your own a little bit. Now, I'm not saying make them unrecognizable because that defeats the purpose. So a lot of times what I do, play the song, sing the song, try to play most of the signature parts, usually sans that if there is a short guitar solo, maybe if it's super memorable, if it's not, whatever. But then either at the end or in some good spot, I'll add a jam. I don't know how long it's going to be. The band doesn't know how long it's going to be. And it's super fun for me. It's fun for the band. It's interesting for us. And so far, 99% of the time, people enjoy it. They don't even know what's happening. They just know we're playing songs they know, songs they can sing along to, and songs they like. I'm going to play you a live clip as an example of one I just did at a sort of like an outdoor concert series thing in Southern Pines, North Carolina. I'm going to play that now, let you hear it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more and how I think, maybe you should probably best go about doing it if you're going to do this. I'm sure there's more ways, but at least I should say maybe how I go about doing it. So there you go. that was a clip, a jam. That song is Walking in Memphis. I love that song anyways. Mark Kahn, I don't know how you say his last name. Fantastic song. I've always loved it. It's a piano song. Obviously, I do it on the guitar, so slightly different there anyways. But up until the part you just heard, I keep it pretty darn close to the original. And then when I get to the end of that bridge thing, that is super cool, by the way, and cool chords, I just kind of bring it down and then go into just a fun, sort of extended. I think the clip you just listened to is just under 2 minutes. So a less than 2 minute guitar solo, but a fun guitar solo nonetheless. In some situations, I might spread that out. Some situations, I might make it shorter. It just depends on what I'm feeling. But anyways, that's a great example of a song that is not a jam song, not a guitar song, but live, I was able to put a cool, I think it's cool. You guys will tell me in the comments if it's cool or not. But you know, a cool solo in there and a cool spot for the band just to have some fun. And there's some ways to go about that I think make a lot of sense. First thing is when you're picking out those songs like that. Now, like I said, I did say bring it down, but brought it down for a second, and then you'll notice right when I start to solo, the drums kick in, and we made it not faster, but bigger, sort of dynamically. The whole thing got fuller. It sounds fun. That's the key. If every song that you extend the jam on goes into this like slow jam, slow blues vibe, I think that gets boring for a crowd. Now, if it's a place where they're expecting that's what they want. They want chill, laid back, background music. That's great. But if it's a 10-1 or a 10-2 at a club where people want to sing along and dance, my experience is maybe that's not the best idea. I'm not saying you can't do any of those. You can. But if some of your jams can be fun and happy, and this goes back to a couple, different videos I've done talking about, learn to play in major keys, not just over blues stuff, not just minor pentatonic scales over rock stuff. Learn to play in major keys. You hear here, I'm playing in G major. This is the chord progression I'm playing over in that song. G or C add 9, D, G, E minor. And it's moving along at a fair clip, And I'm not playing G blues, even though I think in little spots you could. I'm playing G major pentatonic. So if you can do that, if you can keep it fun and bouncy, first off, people don't hear guitar like that a ton. They hear a lot of like blues things and minor stuff. So if you can do that, I think you're already ahead of the game, and people like that, and it keeps the momentum of the song going. It feels like it built to something. Do you know what I mean? And it has to feel like it's building. And if you can do that and keep the energy up, then I think you can jam all night long. And I usually do. And people usually, I think, unless they lie to me, which is possible, because people are nice generally. Unless they lie to me, I think they have fun. I think it's cool. So that's one thing. Make sure at least some of the jams, I'd say the majority of the jams are fun, build the song up, and you can go as long as you want, as long as there's that energy and it's fun. And you need to look like you're having fun. If you're going to jam and play, it needs to be fun. That's one of the things I like about old country music, is there's sort of that like that tendency to be sort of like comical or like whimsical when they play those fast guitar solos. That's one of the things I love about Brad Paisley. Like, that's not lost on him. I think he carries that tradition on really, really well. And it's fun. And I think that pulls people in, and it makes it fun, and it makes it accessible. So work on that. Make sure that you can do that. Another thing you'll hear me do in the solo for this tune, the end, is I quote the melody sort of loosely, so it feels like the song again. When I'm coming out to the end of where I'm, going to cut the jam off, I'm playing that melody where I'm actually playing, what is it? It's not 100% exact, but it's sort of, you can hum it. You get that back in your head, walking in Memphis. So, if you get that in there, I think that helps a lot. that's a lost art in soloing anyways, playing the melody. I'm super guilty of this, just wanting to play 1,000 notes a minute, and sometimes the right thing is the melody. So you can't go wrong doing that, especially if you're taking familiar songs and you're turning them in to sort of jammy songs, you know, as if you were, I don't know, a jam band, if you will. That's a term I feel like is polarizing sometimes. Some people hate jam bands. I love jam bands anyways, but, you know, people think of it as a particular thing, not just a band that jams necessarily. But anyways, if you want to turn these songs into jams, and there's so many good songs that you can do it with. Like I said, The Walk in Memphis works great for me. I do it with a lot of Tom Petty songs. I do it with a lot of Van Morrison songs. Different sort of 90s songs. But yeah, there's just so many things you can do with that. So anyways, the other thing that I think that helps, you can meander, you know, when you're playing those solos. Like, you can get to spots where you know, if you got the energy going, sometimes I'll break it down and let the bass player play or let the drums play, and I'll give it room to breathe. That's great. But then when you end it, it needs to feel like it had an end. You need to bring it to a climax. Or, I mean, you could sort of, you know, fade out back into like a quiet chorus or something, and then do a heavy chorus. But it just needs to feel like there was some thought to it. Like, it, you know, it has a curve, like a song, like a story. Think about it like a songwriter. And in general, when you're soloing, think about things that way. And if you can think about things that way, I think, you know, you'll become a better improviser anyways. But anyways, you know, I'm sure I didn't come up with this idea, you know, taking popular songs and sort of turning them into vehicles to improvise and jam over. I'm sure people have been doing it forever. I'm sure some of you guys do it. Let me know. Do you have you know, other tips? What am I missing? Those are the things that I try to think about when I find songs that, you know, that I want to do that to. But big thing, make sure you can solo over things that aren't just blues, that aren't just minor rock and roll, like a chord progression like Walking in Memphis, where it's C, D, G minor. I mean, I've turned Brown Eyed Girl into a jam at the end where, you know, it's fun, and I'm playing that G, C, G, D, and people, well, again, I believe that people enjoy it and they love it when that happens. So let me know your ideas. Let me know what I'm missing, and work on soloing at fun tempos in a major key so that you can keep the energy up. You can have somewhere to go. Anyways, that's it. That's my thoughts on this thing. Don't forget, if you're at Summer NAMM next week, say hello. The whole casino gang will be there. Baxter will be around. And again, I'll be hanging out with the MagSlide guys and Michael from Tonetuga FX. So come say hello to those dudes. Check them out. If you want to check out Tonetuga and you are not going to NAMM, or you cannot wait until next week, there is a link in the description of this video. If you use it, I will get a small commission, and you will save a few, you know, percentage points on your purchase. There's also a link to a discount code for MagSlide if you want to try a MagSlide, which I think they're pretty fantastic. So anyways, thanks for watching. As always, if you have not already, click like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you don't miss videos in the future. Thanks for hanging out with me and giving me a few minutes of your time. By the way, thanks so much to Metalhead Hippie and his fantastic show. Lots of people have been coming over lately from that channel and from that show. He does a fantastic show showcasing just different players, different musicians, lots of original stuff. Check him out. I might put a link to his stuff in the description as well. Metalhead Hippie. Tons of shows throughout the week. Check him out. It's a great community. I've met a lot of great musicians and players through there already. I wish I had more time to hang out. They have great chats and just really supportive. So anyways, thanks Hippie. I appreciate it. Thank all you guys who are coming over from there. I really appreciate it for your kind comments and for you guys subscribing to the channel. So anyways, again, hit like and subscribe, click the bell. I will see you next time. And some of you, maybe I will see next week at NAMM. That would be fantastic. Have a great morning, day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is when you're watching this, and the rest of your week. Thanks again. Bye.